Hi, I'm Jamie Nelson. Today I'm going to talk about OpenPGP. It's pretty good privacy is what it stands for. And yes, that's really what it stands for. It was originally made back by a guy named Phil Zimmerman back in, I believe, 1994. And it was a private company back then. And then there's still a private company, but it's morphed into an open source project now too, and it's called New PG or GP or OpenPGP, GPG, OpenPGP. When people talk about PGP or GPG, they're generally talking about the open source one nowadays, and that's what we're going to talk about. And today I want to go through the Windows version and how to create a key and make a encrypted email and decrypt the email on the other side. So we'll get started here. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to Gpg4Win.org, and on this website right away you have the download. They don't even make it hard to find. So we click on Gpg4Win and download it, and we'll save the file, and we'll get it downloaded here. I got a pretty fast internet connection, so it doesn't take long. And I've already got this installed, so it shows up there. Let's see. Okay, then I'll just copy it to my desktop. And okay, I got it over here on my desktop. And then we right click on it and do Run as Administrator. And now it goes through the usual installer stuff, and we'll go next, and now on here we want to install Cleopatra, GPA, GPGOL, that's for Microsoft Outlook. If you have Microsoft Outlook, you might want to install that. GPGEX is for your right-click menu and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. I recommend installing that because you can use that to verify other downloaded files, and we're going to go back and verify the file that we are installing right now after we get done here. Clause Mail is another outlet or another email client. I'm not going to install that. And then the Gpg4Win compendium, the documentation. So we'll go through, and I'm not going to finish the installation because it's already installed. And after you get it installed, you will have these two icons, GPA and Cleopatra. So what we want to do is verify now that we downloaded a good file and we didn't get something that was corrupt or intercepted in the midstream while we were downloading it. So what we do is we right click on it, and we should have more GPGEX options. And the easiest way to do it is create checksums. And you'll see it created this SHA-1sum.txt file, and that's over here, and we'll open that up. Now we can go back to our download page and compare that with that. And generally I just look at the last few numbers, the first few numbers and the last few numbers. So we got AE9 or AE694B, AE694B, and B31376, B31376. So we can assume with pretty good certainty that the file that we downloaded was the correct one. So that's how you check to make sure your file is the correct one that you downloaded. So now what we're going to do is create a OpenPGP key, or a Gpg key if you want to call it that. So for Windows, the best way to do it is open up Cleopatra, and when you open Cleopatra, you may already have some in here, or you may not. It doesn't matter if you have some, and it doesn't matter if you don't, so don't worry about that. And the first thing you're going to do is do File, New Certificate, and we'll click on that, and we want to create Personal OpenPGP key pair. And just ignore this X.509 key pair stuff. That's a little bit more advanced. We're going to just stick with the OpenPGP stuff for now. So we'll click on that, and I always click on the advanced settings, and up here under RSA, always change that to the highest bits that we can get, and put an expiration date on it. If this is just a practice key, I just set it for, I'm going to just set this one for, see if I can get it to come up. I'm going to just set this one to expire next week. So click OK, and I put my name in here and my email. Now I'm going to just do this one as media@gmail.com. So I made this email earlier for this test. So don't put anything in the comments. You can leave that blank, and it's recommended that you leave it blank. And we'll click Next. And we'll show all our details to make sure our 496 bits is still in there. And we're making a signing key and an encryption key. And we're going to create the key. And this will take a little bit. Now we need a passphrase. So for passphrases, we need to have something that is going to be pretty hard to brute force with a computer or a dictionary attack or anything like that. So what I recommend for figuring out a passphrase or something is you're going to want to make it something you can remember, and something with some numbers or special characters in it. So, you know, like I can do 40 push-ups before sweating or something. You know, a full sentence, but have some letters and numbers and special characters. Maybe put an exclamation mark at the end. Oh, I guess it timed out on me. So Okay. So now we'll put in our password, our passphrase, and I'm going to just make a simple one for this. Because I'm going to be typing this in a lot right now, I don't want to have to type in a full sentence. And it's creating the key. And depending on the speed of your computer, it will take a little bit of while to create your key pair. And now you can see you have your brand new key. And you can, if this is a key that you're going to keep, you're going to want to make a backup of it and put it on a USB drive or something and throw it in safe. If this is going to be just a throwaway one, you don't need to back it up. If you send it by email, it will only send the public part of the key, so that's not a full backup of the key. Only make a backup of your key pair is a full backup. So we click finish, and now we have our brand new key here. So now we are ready to start encrypting stuff. So what does this mean now that we have this key here? Well, I can encrypt and send stuff to other people. Well, I can sign stuff with this key and send it to other people's encryption keys, or people can encrypt stuff with my encryption key and send it to me. So an encryption key is kind of like having a Dropbox in front of your house that people can only put messages in, and you are the only one that can get them out because you're the only one with the key. So your public key is like that Dropbox. Only people can put stuff in because your public key is that encrypted Dropbox, and it doesn't matter who sees that box out in front of your house. Nobody can get anything out but you, but they can come by and put stuff in it. So what we're going to do now is I have another key here from my other email account. I'm going to send in, well, we're going to send an email from this account to my Gmail account. We're going to encrypt one. So we'll go, I have this set up on Gmail, so we can go to my Gmail account here and compose a new message, and I'm going to send this one to that one. And this is going to be a PGP test. Now, you don't want to type stuff in this box on Gmail or these other websites that you want encrypted, because they do save that in your drafts folder over here. So always make sure that anything you type in this sort of stuff, you do it in Notepad or have it typed up ahead of time, and then you can retrieve it. So I'm going to just type up a message. This is a test from Jamie's new key pair. So what I will do is highlight that then and copy it. And then we go back over Cleopatra. It doesn't do this very well, so I use GPA. And that's the other one we had the icon for on our desktop. And this one takes a little longer to load. And there that one is. And we click on clipboard. And we paste that in there. And now we want to encrypt it. And it's going to ask us what key do we want to use to encrypt it. Well, you always want to encrypt it with the key that you're sending it to. So I'm sending it to this account, and then you sign it with your own key. So this is the key we just made. That's the one we sign it with. So again, you use the key. The encryption key is the key of the other person, and you sign it with your key. And then we click OK, and it'll encrypt it, and it'll ask you for your password, and ta-da! You see that? We got our encrypted message there. Now we can go into here and select it all and copy it. And we can go back to Gmail and paste it in there. And now it is ready to send. So now it says it's been sent. If we look in our sent mail, we can see it's been sent. That's all that's in there. Anybody that looks at our email or whatever, that's all they're going to be able to see, because they don't have the decryption key or the encryption key. It's the same thing. So now let's go on the other side and see what the email looks like on the receiving end. So we go here, and there we have the message on the other side. So what do we do with that message if we get a message like that? Well, we copy it out of here, and then we go back to our GPA program, and it takes a second for it to load again, and then go back to clipboard, paste that whole thing in there, and click on Decrypt. And it's going to ask us for the password. And now you see here, it has it figures out which email address automatically. So it knows that it was sent to that email address. So now we need the passphrase for that email address. And it is decrypted. So that was the message that we sent from one email to another email address. And that's a lot of work to do just to send an email. Now, we can add files using this and encrypt files and stuff too. Thankfully, there is an easier way. After you have your keys made, there is a program called Mailvelope, which I happen to have installed, and if you go to your email here, it will come up and look like this when you get an encrypted message in Gmail or Hotmail or pretty much any of these webmail programs. And then it shows this little key. And you click on it with the little key, and it decrypts, comes up, and it asks you for your password. And you do that, and it'll decrypt it right in there, and then you don't have to do all that copying and pasting business. So I really like this Mailvelope program. It's really handy, and it works both ways. You can encrypt messages and send them and decrypt them on the other side. So that's going to be my next lesson, is how to use that. But I wanted to give you an idea of how to use Gpg4Win or Gpg4Win and get that out of the way first and give you an idea how that works and how tedious it is, and we really could use more developers working on making it easier for things like this. So I thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, I do accept Bitcoin donations. You can send me a change tip, or I will put my Bitcoin address in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and have a private day.